They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Hello and welcome to the Farmer's Kitchen. We're the farmers. This is our kitchen. It's not a set, even though we do a cooking show. So what do we do in this kitchen, Nikki?
We eat lots of good food.
We do eat lots of good food. You know, life is an adventure. It's short. So you should see as much as you can, experience as much as you can, and food is a never-ending possibility. We go to restaurants simply to find new food.
Yes, we do.
Restaurants, you should support your local restaurants. We went to one recently and had something I hadn't had since 1985-ish.
You were 3?
Yeah, I was 3. So we went to Mount Sterling the other day and ate at a restaurant, and we had the best pasta.
It was delicious.
It was fantastic. A little local place in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Somebody keyed me in on Facebook and said, you need to go, and we did, and they were right.
We need more people to tell us that.
Do. If somebody's
We're
making
gonna
good
go
food in
eat.
your area, let us know. And we'll either get them on our show or we'll come home and try to recreate that.
That's right.
So here I was, a young Marine in Walter Reed Hospital. I'd had surgery after surgery on this arm and trying to fix me up after a motorcycle accident. And I finally figured out that I was going to be there for a long time. So Colonel Jackson came in one day and I said, can I leave here? He said, what do you mean? I said, can I go to the zoo or can I go downtown? He says, sure. He said, you need some money for the subway? I said, no, I'm good. I'm not spending any money. I'm in the hospital.
Yeah.
And I think I was going to be in there for another 4 or 5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And so I went to Georgetown, Washington, D.C. That's in the Northeastern District. So I went there and I popped up out of the subway and I smelled Italian food. Now I didn't know, my food adventures had not really begun. And so I saw this Italian place. And so I walked up and, do you have a reservation? And I'm like, no. And I guess I looked pitiful. I had my arm in a sling, you know, and they knew I was military. So they let me in. So I sat down at the table and I said, what's your special tonight? It smelled wonderful. They said, it's a vodka sauce. I thought, vodka sauce? That was all the rage in the 80s and 90s. I mean, everybody was making the vodka sauce. So it's not new. It started, they're not sure, in the 70s or 80s, and there's a dispute whether it started in New York or Bologna, Italy, in the northern part of Italy. So it's kind of back and forth. This guy made it. No, this guy made it first. But what it is, it's a creamy, kind of a pink pasta, because when you take and you actually use vodka, and if you don't want to use vodka, I guarantee you could do it with water or chicken broth or white wine. But you're not going to get drunk on the vodka.
Cooks it down.
It will cook it down. I'm going to reduce a lot of this vodka into these onions and shallots and garlic, and we'll show you how to do that in a minute. But first, there's so many different ways you can do this. I think originally they called it, they used a penne, and it has those little slits in it because it picks up the sauce.
Oh, yeah.
But we have some fusilli pasta, which is kind of a corkscrewed pasta that will do just as well. And we got penne too, but I just want to be different.
Yeah, be different.
You can do anything you want. It's your kitchen.
That's right.
Nobody's going to yell at you. If they do, just throw something at them.
Okay.
So here's what we're going to do. Now, a lot of people might use a pancetta, but I'm going to use a homemade Italian sausage with Italian spices, and I don't want it to be big, obnoxious pieces. I love the flavor.
Give it a nice flavor.
Yes, because it's got the garlic in it, and it's got some basil, and it's got some oregano. We made some of this years ago up at the cabin. If you want to look on our website, you can find that recipe there.
How much did you put? Is that about
That's probably, what, a third of a pound?
I think a third of a pound,
say?
yeah.
And Mrs. Farmer asked for this specifically after we came home from that restaurant. And it was all the rage, and it kind of fell out of style for a while. And all of a sudden, it's coming back.
Yeah, that's good.
Because people have kind of rediscovered it. This is not an old recipe. You know, most people say it's a Italian-American recipe. But whatever it is, it's amazing. Now, if you cook with alcohol, and a lot of people don't like to use alcohol, again, we're going to cook most of that alcohol out. But the flavors that alcohol brings, if it's beer or wine, you get that yeasty, wonderful flavor that you can't even explain. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get another. Now, all this is cast iron. This is enamel cast iron, so this is a cast iron show. Let's lay down some olive oil. Now, we could have all done this in one skillet, but
you like to make a mess for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Because I'll have to wash all these dishes later. Such a pain. Now, Mrs. Farmer always has to have bread with her Italian meals, so she made some nice Italian bread.
So good.
It could be French bread. It could be any kind of bread.
That's right.
It's delicious,
That's right. Delicious bread.
So it's fairly easy, and it's beautiful. So what are we going to do now? So if you'll cut me up some, now I like onion. I like a good sweet onion. I also like shallot, and I like garlic. And when I make a spaghetti sauce or I make a marinara, I always include all three. And when those three are together, to me, they have just a wonderful, wonderful taste.
Do you want these little baby ones?
Tiny.
All right.
All right, here we go. Onions and shallot.
And how much garlic did you say you needed?
Give me 2 cloves.
2 cloves.
So we're going to get these translucent. We've cut them up fairly small. The thing about this dish is it really comes together pretty quick.
Yes, it does.
You know, when we went to that restaurant, you got it, actually.
Yeah, and you ate
And
most
I
of it.
wanted to try something else, which was delicious too,
Yes.
but I couldn't stay out of yours. It's just special.
It is delicious.
You know, I posted it the other day and I said, hey, this is a potential next show. You asked for it to be our next show.
Yes, I loved it.
And people said, yes, yes, yes. So that's what we're doing. We're working hard for you. So now if you'll press me a couple
Got them here ready for you.
pieces of garlic. Now when you're cooking, you don't have to be in a hurry. You know, I remember the great chefs and the good cooks that I've been around in my life. None of them got in a hurry. All right, we're gonna do some red pepper flakes. If it was
Very
me,
little.
if it was
That's
me,
good. That's good. That's good.
I would do. No, you're not gonna taste that. I promise. I did that last time. If it was me, I would
put a
have
lot.
a tablespoon.
I know.
in there.
Don't do it.
So where are we at? We're at the point now. We're gonna take about. Oh, I don't know. Let's start off with about a half a cup of vodka.
Oh wow.
Now what I have noticed, aromatic. It's aromatic.
Really good.
That's what happens when you use alcohol in cooking. It really, can you
Smells
smell
good.
that? Now here's another thing you could do that I have done. If you like the anise flavor, the star anise flavor, you could put a little bit of a liqueur, an anise liqueur in here, and it gives it a wonderful taste. Now
Oh,
that's up to
yeah.
you. If you're not using alcohol, you're not going to have an anise liqueur, but if you have some of that, and most of that's French, but it really does some special things to sauces. In fact, I'm going to sneak some of that in. And that's just going to deepen that flavor. Now, if you will, Ms. Farmer, let's dump that sausage in here.
Ready?
Again, this is a fresh, sweet Italian sausage, and it's about 1/3 of a pound. And I just want to,
Yummy.
you could have cooked that in this pan, but we didn't.
Delicious.
Now that you see that has reduced down, and again, that was 3/4 of a cup of vodka. Look how that's reduced down. The smell, the aromatic
It's all getting
magic
the meat.
going on there. So now we're going to dump in our beautiful crushed tomatoes. That's about 28 ounces.
Smelling good.
What do you think?
I like it. I'm ready.
dig
I'm
it?
excited.
So here's what I'm going to do. Now, a lot of people in their recipes would call for parsley. I'm not a big parsley fan.
You're not, are you?
Do you know what would go good with this?
What?
What do you think?
Basil?
You know me. I like basil in any of my marinara sauces or any of my Italian sauces. Sweet basil is a magic thing. It has that wonderful fresh smell. We're going to cut that up real fine.
I'll do that for you.
Now we're going to cook this down until we start seeing most of the moisture out of there. So let's go ahead and put our basil in here.
Ready?
And that's probably, what would you say, a tablespoon?
Probably at
Smell
least.
that,
It
Nikki.
smells super good.
Oh my!
I'm excited.
And we're not even done. So this is about 12 ounces. Your water's boiling. At this point, we'll put a little
Salt in there.
salt in there. And this is about 12, 13 ounces. And that's gonna take 12, 13 minutes. So you want it a little bit al dente. While that's going, I guess we ought to start your bread.
Yes, we should.
All right, bread.
Our bread. And this usually would take 2 to 4 hours, but I've got all the steps down. We're gonna make it go quick. This is, and we're making just 1 loaf. Most people make 2,
Gotcha.
just 1 for us because we'll eat too much bread. So I have got I opened a yeast packet and just got 1 teaspoon out of yeast. And to that, I'm gonna add 1 cup of warm water. This bread is so simple. And while I'm mixing that, I also in here have a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar and 1 whole teaspoon of salt. All right, I have 2.5 cups of flour here, and I'm gonna just pour about half of it in to start here. And you could do this with a bread mixer if you wanted, but I like doing it everything by hand.
You know, we work so well together. What do you think about getting married?
We probably should.
Oh, wait. We already did that.
We should. It'd be good. Put a little more in. And when it starts to get sticky here, I'm going to change to the spoon.
Should we have a bunch of kids?
We should.
Oh, wait.
We have enough kids. We have 5 beautiful kids. See how this is kind of sticky? I'm just going to continue to add this until it gets. And you might not even need all of it. But this makes the best French bread. And this actually could be done in 2 hours. We could let this sit for an hour and then another half hour, maybe hour and a half and be done. But you know me, I like to let it sit all day. So I've already got a couple different ones going.
All right, now you can see most of the liquid is boiling out of this. Oh, the smell.
Yummy. I'm just gonna keep doing this and see how much I need in here. And you can kind of tell by how it feels. I've used about almost all of this, probably about 2 cups and a quarter. And I think that's about all I'm gonna need. And now I actually need to knead this by hand for 6 minutes. But we're gonna cheat and skip to what I already, usually I would knead this for about 6 more minutes.
And then let it set?
And I would put it in oil in a bowl, which I've already done, so we can skip this step. And we're ready for the next. Now this is what I had done earlier, so I'm saving some steps. And this is how it turned out after sitting. This was actually 2 to 3 hours. You only need to let it sit an hour. So I actually took this, and we can show, and I took it like this, and I pulled it, and I rolled it, and I laid it on a pan.
And boom.
We'll do that later for another loaf. Here's this one that's been sitting for a while. And
roll it up, put it in the pan.
that's right. And you can play with it and mess with it, because it's gonna grow back in the oven. So no matter what we do to it, it's gonna be delish. Now I'm gonna make some little slits in this.
Bake me some bread as fast as you can.
And even though it looks like it's going down a little bit, when this gets in the oven, it grows. I have an egg white, and I'm just gonna add about a tablespoon of water to that. I'm gonna go ahead and put now the egg wash with the water on top of this.
Oh, I wish you could smell what this kitchen smells like right now.
One more step.
Sesame seeds.
Makes it good.
400-degree oven is preheated.
All right, and we're gonna put this in for 20 minutes, and we should have us some beautiful bread.
All right, so here's where we are. We're getting most of the moisture cooked out of this.
Your pasta looks good.
So here's what I want to do. I want to take just a little bit of this water to thicken this just a bit. Penne alla vodka. We're even going to have a salad. You can't stop us, we're out of control. The magic.
The cream.
Cream,
Yum.
heavy cream. Let's get all that out of there. This is where your sauce will have that creamy pink look to it. You got to have some fresh quality Parmesan cheese too.
That's delish.
Look at that. That's where it begins to be magic. Now what are we gonna do to make it even better?
Need some Parmesan cheese.
Oh, we need some fresh
You ready?
Parmesan cheese. Go ahead.
You gotta freshly grate it.
The bread's cooking in the background, beginning to smell that.
Is it growing? See, it's growing.
Oh yeah. We're gonna mix that in, thicken that up. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering.
Tell me when. Just keep going.
A little bit more. Now we're gonna use at least, that's what's that, a quarter of a cup? That's good.
At least.
That's good. That's good. Look at this color. Look at this beautiful color. In fact, you can slide that right over here if you want. You can take it off the heat now. It's just where it needs to be. Bring those right in. Oh, I just wish everybody could come over for dinner. I'm gonna stir that around until it really picks that up. Look at that.
Looks
oh,
delish.
look at that. Look at that beautiful pink color.
I'm excited.
Fusilli alla vodka. It's supposed to be penne. But this
I'll just
will
say
be fine.
vodka sauce. How's that?
Oh, just look at that. All right, we're gonna plate this up and set it down and talk about it.
Yummy.
Oh, the smell. All right, now look, the smaller the better. They do tend to get a bit bitter as they get bigger, so we're gonna go for the small stuff. And there's literally millions of these that we can go to. Now, you can also eat the flower itself. A lot of people didn't know this, but dandelions, just about every part of this can be used. Now, it might taste a little bit bitter, but it's got its own unique taste and a lot of people use it. So we're starting our salad with the dandelions. Now we know how these taste. They're absolutely wonderful and plentiful. They're everywhere.
They are good.
You see one alongside the road if it's not private property. Knock yourself out. They really, really taste nutty
Remember she said it doesn't hurt the tree.
and sweet. Nope.
Pulling them off.
So we got a lot more to go. What are we looking for today? Did you know that you can eat violet leaves and violet flowers? And you talk about fiber, you talk about the fact you talk about organic. I mean, this is right here on a farm. We're getting started. Want these two?
Yeah.
You can't get enough of those in there.
And they're pretty color.
All right, as we look around, now these are everywhere, but the casual observer may say, well, there's just a tuft of grass. Look what's at the end of this tuft of grass.
Wow.
Smell that.
Wow.
As you see, these are little baby wild onions. Now, a little dab will do you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these, we're just gonna use the green parts on this, like you would use, that's gonna go on the side.
Okay.
And if you're going to your square dance and you can be around a bunch of people, you don't want to eat too much of those.
Okay. I'm not square dancing.
All right, don't square dance. Now we got violets here. There's a violet leaf, little heart-shaped leaf.
You can eat the purple too, right?
You can eat the flower itself. It's got a nice little taste to it. You'll notice there's a lot more flavor in your salad like this. It's right at your own, literally, back door. Here's some more good dandelion leaves that we can pick. We're getting there. Let's go find some garlic mustard. Look at this right here. It comes out with a little white flower. Some people eat the stalks. The stalks to me are kind of bitter.
It's just the leaves.
Just the leaves, and we can get as much of this as we want. Taste that. Tell me what you think. Smash it up.
Oh, wow.
You get that
Mustardy
garlic one?
lettuce. Garlicky.
Isn't that something?
Oh, wow.
So-
That's really garlicky.
That's a natural garlic taste. That's why I go for the smaller ones. If you get too much, you're going to really get bitter. But you see, we're getting a salad. Now, if we spent about a half hour and gathered all these things, you know what else is good in a salad, nice and sweet? It's clover. Red clover, white
Yeah.
clover. Let's go find some of that. Tastes like garlic. We're all coming together here.
Ready?
What we're doing, we're taking about, that's probably 1 clove of garlic and some shallot. I would say 1.5 teaspoons of shallot, cut up real fine. Quality olive oil, extra virgin. 3 tablespoons of quality balsamic vinegar.
Yummy.
We're gonna take some Italian seasonings and put in here. I'm gonna put, I would say that's probably 1/2 teaspoon. And we're gonna take, let's say just a little sweet.
Our honey.
Our honey, probably 1 teaspoon, 1.5 teaspoons of that, just to give it a little sweet.
Yummy.
Now obviously we're making some salad dressing here. A little salt,
Gotta have salad with your pasta.
a little pepper. I'll let you keep mixing that. About 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. This is a simple, easy, tasty, wonderful little dressing. Now if you wanted to put some fresh basil in there, some rosemary, you could. Let this set in the fridge and chill if you want, or just use it. Ms. Farmer, do you want to taste it?
I do want to taste it.
See if I can get your approval.
All right.
Ready?
I could just eat that.
Could you eat that?
I could eat that. That's really good.
So in a few minutes, we're gonna have the bread ready. Fresh salad
With homemade dressing.
from our CSA.
That's right. Matt?
So we have transferred that to a jar. I'm just gonna drizzle that over top of that. Fusilli alla vodka.
That's way too fancy for
Can
me.
you dig it?
I can, but I'll go ahead.
Take a bite.
I'll try it anyway.
Oh, I'm telling you.
It's my new favorite.
I know,
Italian.
and we got to be careful because what we'll do is we'll fix it too often.
I know. That is so, so good.
Oh my. Oh my. Do you see what happens? Dishes kind of go out of style and they come back. Everywhere we look now, we're seeing this.
Yes, and that's easy. You could do that for a big group.
Yes, try that homemade salad.
I already know I love
Fresh
that.
stuff.
I just want to taste the sauce.
Can you dig it? Mm-hmm. A little sweet, a little bit of bite with the.
That's delicious. I gotta have some bread. The butter's just melting off the bread.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't get a bite.
I could eat that whole loaf.
Crust has got a little crunch to it.
Some of the best Italian I've ever had. I love it.
Wow.
It's just amazing.
So, there's the thickness of the. We actually brought some of the water over there, cooked down from the pasta. And I'm telling you, when you do things at your house and when you have fresh ingredients and you take your time and study it, move along, the world is wide open for food adventures.
I kind of like this better. I mean, regular spaghetti's delicious in your sauce, but it's got more of a bite. This is creamy.
Oh,
This is delicious.
it's special.
And I want to eat it.
So, if you wanted to find this recipe, how in the world, where would you go?
I go to timfarmerscountrykitchen.com.
I've been there before. It's easy to find access, get billions of recipes, how-tos,
Right.
how to grow a garden, how to build a pig pen, how to raise chickens. We have a Facebook page, but it's kind of difficult to get on there.
It really is.
What do you have to do?
You hit like.
That's all you have to do is hit like, get on there and talk to folks. Look at what's going on right now. It's springtime, dandelion jelly's
Oh,
going
yeah.
on, red
So
bud
much to
jelly.
do.
Think about all these fun things that you can do outside. And remember, life is short. Be kind.
That's right.
Be kind to your fellow man. That's one rule that we have here. If you come on our place,
That's
if you
right.
come on our Facebook page, you got to be nice to each other. That being said, I'm really hungry.
I am too.
So when we say these next bunch of words, after that we close down and what do we do?
We pig out.
You know what somebody said one time? They said, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're eating off the same plate. Now when we fix a plate for the show, obviously we're going to try that plate. Now we'll split up later. But they said, how do you eat off the same plate? One time, her and I kissed right on the mouth.
shouldn't have told
It was
them that. You shouldn't have told them.
1987,
Yeah, it was-
97, something like that.
We were crazy back
so,
then.
yeah, we were crazy, out of control then. So we do share a plate
That's right,
sometimes.
that's right.
And we eat after each other and drink
we
after
do.
each other, and we have a whole lot of fun.
But usually when this is over, you grab it and run, and then I stand here for 3 hours. That's
I
right.
disappear.
That's
Then
right.
I have to clean up all the dishes. That being said, it's all about
Good times.
good friends.
Some really good eats.
We'll see you next week.
To order a cookbook, email timfarmerck@gmail.com.
We have been catering for a lot of years, and I wanted everything to have a specific taste. Therefore, I had to come up with my own products.
Right.
A dry rub, chow chow, and our barbecue sauce are something that we use in all our catering gigs. I developed this barbecue sauce that is not the really thick, syrupy stuff that you get. This has more of a natural, it's got some pepper and onion flavor in it. You can actually see the particulates in there. You know, a lot of people are asking what we use our dry rub on. Now, obviously, pork and chicken are two of the more common things. Also, we've been using on our corn on the cob with butter.
That is.
I'm telling you, this
That's
stuff
wonderful.
with potatoes is fantastic. So 40 years in the making, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Dry Rub.